Hello everybody. I believe this is going to be the last ceiling fan video, at least for this set, that I have of backlog. Um, but yeah, anyway, this here is a fan that I have had for quite some time now. I actually got this one back in August at the Lehigh Valley Fan Meet. If you remember, I attended that, and I got a bunch of fans, but this is one that I just never got around to testing for some reason. I don't know why. Um, Probably because huggers are quite difficult to hang up, and they're very complicated. So, yeah, I decided to finally hang it up before the end of the year, so I could at least include it in my year's end year in review video. Anyway, this one I got from a fellow fan collector, Colin, who I have gotten some fans from him before. I've actually traded with him. I think I gave him that white Zephyr. I gave him a Charleston, the one that the older one, like was identical to the one that's upstairs in my parents' bedroom. I never made a video of that one. That's not important. This one actually came from his elementary school that he went to, so it's kind of one of his childhood fans. And he pulled out 6 of them. I'm not sure exactly how many there were originally. He probably mentioned it, and I just didn't see it. But he pulled out 6 of them from the school. He kept 3 and he sold 3, so I got one of them because I don't yet have one of these fans. I really wanted one of these Alaska huggers. I really like these. They're kind of unique. They're a little generic, but they've got some characteristics that kind of set them aside. So this one is made by Alaska or Sheng-Yuan company. I believe it was in Taiwan, or I'm not entirely sure. I can't remember where they were based in. Maybe it might have been Taiwan, maybe Hong Kong, but I can't remember. But anyway, this one was actually relabeled by Emerson, which is very interesting. I didn't know that Emerson had labeled these hugger. I knew they had relabeled Alaska models because they had their Northwind model, which used Alaska parts, had Alaska motor, Alaska nose, same blade arms, and those came out in probably like the early to mid 80s, maybe the late 80s even. I'm not really too familiar with these Alaska-made Emersons, considering this is really my first one actually. Um, but yeah, these were made in I want to say probably the mid to late 80s. And then they switched to King of Fans as their OEM later on. I do have a Emerson hardwood that the OEM is King of Fans for that one. But there were some earlier ones that did have Alaska motors. Um, so this one, it is kind of weird in that the speed sequence it goes high, medium, low, like a generic hugger or a generic ceiling fan. All Alaskas that I've ever had the privilege of testing have gone low, medium, high, like a Casablanca, so I'm not sure why Emerson decided to change that. Um, it does have a cast vented motor, the same kind that Alaska used in a lot of their later 80s ceiling fans. Not the same one that's in the AC 4152 that I have. That one's a little bit earlier. But these are still really heavy duty motors, very good performers. They are vented, which is very interesting. The nose is very much like a Casablanca, and the reverse switch is kind of sideways, like mounted to the side, a, like slider switch. I mean, it's like the normal reverse switch, like slider switch, but instead of being mounted vertically, it's mounted horizontally. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. And then the pull chain extension is a genuine Alaska pull chain extension, but it did not come with this fan. I forget where I got that one from. That might have come off of the old AC 4152 with the stencil blades that I used to have. But anyway, uh, yeah, I don't really know if there's anything left to say about this one. So let's go ahead and turn the fan on. Start it on high. There's some wobble, but It's not terrible. I balanced it somewhat before I started filming. So yeah, this thing absolutely flies. And the air movement is insane. This is definitely very, very good for a hugger. And it's pretty much dead silent. No bearing or motor noise. Alright. Medium. It does have a label, it does have an Emerson label like on the motor itself on the top, which I'll try to show you later. It's model CF771PB-1, if I recall correctly. Um, I'll try to show it to you after I'm done testing, and I'll put it in the description, of course, but yeah. It's a pretty fast medium speed, actually, but it's dead silent. Okay, low. It's a slightly faster low speed. It's a bit on the fast side. Once again, absolutely no noise. Still feeling some air. I'm highly impressed. Alright, back to high. Spin down. Okay, not a terrible spin down. A little bit of kickback, but I'm not entirely surprised considering these were installed in a school and probably used very often when they were there. So now, reverse and start it off from low. So there's your low speed. Can't really tell, but it looks to be about the same as in forward. There's medium. Once again, seems to be the same. All right. Wow. And just like the Litex from yesterday, which I actually found out might be a JCPenney actually, it doesn't have, basically has no wobble in reverse. There's a slight shaking, but yeah, no wobble in reverse. Very interesting. Cool. Okay. I'll show you this fan up close so you can get a good view. So here you can see, once you get up close, it looks a little bit more unique from a generic hugger. You can see the nose is a little bit shorter, thinner. It's very slim. That horizontal reverse switch, and yeah, Alaska pull chain extension, little wooden pendant, and then the Casablanca style blade arms with the open crescent design. And that motor, you can see, it's very large. It goes out to basically like there, and it does have vents. And then this vent screen is another classic characteristic that Alaska used, the felt with the little holes in it. Alaska used that in a lot of their huggers in their traditional down rod mount fans. And then it's also got generic filigree on the side. The blades are plain on both sides. And then the nose cap plug is just a screw, which is interesting. Now, the motor, so you can see the motor. It doesn't have vents on the top, which is interesting, only on the bottom. But the tag is right there, and I'll see if I can show it to you. Brighten it up, maybe that will help. Well, you can see the Emerson logo, and it is model CF771PB-1. Yeah, you can barely see it in there. Yeah, so I'm not sure if there's anything I missed about this fan. Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video as always.